Hello everybody, my name, as you can see now, is Pansonics, and we have a long Bronze 5 game. 45 minutes. The guy's playing Zed. I just picked this up off YouTube. Looking around, hey3211. Give him a look. His name in game is Elite Fruit King, which is fucking hilarious. I guess we should jump right in. There's no real directive. Maybe I should change the quality. There's no real directive behind this game. Wow. So even at the start, Lux is waiting on gold, but that's not really a smart thing to do because the entire game can be decided in those first few crucial seconds. Nice legs. I'm going to take XP on Wolves GP so I get a fast 2. That's also a relatively legitimate tactic, but only if you do something with it. I'm not sure. March 18th, 2013. So this is not pre-Wolves. This is not when they made Wolves and Blue the same time. I don't think. Zed is claiming to be gold 3. And all the rest bronze 5. Sorry, I was eating dinner. And then I was like, I have Fanta. I don't know how truthful. Oh, fucker. Don't know how honest this guy is. So, we'll learn about who he is, really. Right there. Look at Jax. Always losing by AFK/levers. That's the lamest excuse ever, by the way. Well, think about it this way, right? There are 5 people on each team. And if you don't go AFK, you count as one of them. Which means there's a 1 in 5 chance they have someone AFK. But less than that, like a 1 in 4 chance that you have someone AFK. Judging by the fact that you're not AFK. So you actually have a higher chance of someone on their team being AFK than on your team. Of course, you can get really unlucky and just have AFK after AFK. But to be honest, I'm not really thinking that's gonna happen. This footage is really low quality. I'm really sorry about that. I'm too lazy to find another one. But we're just looking at really basic lane phase. He's already missed some minions. His poke combo kind of missed. He's got an early level 2, so he'd probably have just gone aggressive with that shadow. Nice pick up on the minion. He's pushing very hard, which means he can be exposed to some really easy ganks. Delicious. 9-2 is standard. What is he? What? What the fuck is 9-2? That doesn't explain anything. Anyway. There's literally not that much to say. He's last hitting relatively poorly. Miss minion. If he misses the siege minion, I'll be mad. Bot lane lost first blood. Oh well. Yeah, he missed the siege minion. That makes me sad. Bot lane got double killed. Boo hoo. Shit happens. Nice poke combo, but he can probably just switch. Yeah, there you go. Fire another Q. Don't know why I fired the Q on minions. But there's really not that much to say. I mean, he's playing relatively okay. He's zoning Malzahar pretty hard. Malzahar's being a bit of a bitch. He's missing so many skill shots, Malzahar. Which is kind of disappointing. That's something you can learn. I don't know why he ran away so far. Because Malzahar has absolutely no mana. Easy kill, Malzahar. Just fucking ignite. That flash was really unnecessary. It was definitely overkill. Here, the ignite would have killed Malzahar, and if not, Q was about to come on, in a couple of seconds. So, well, in a second. So, he probably could have taken one tower shot, and then just launched a Q in his face. So, the flash was kind of overkill. Something actually I haven't talked about is overkill in the lower elos. You'll see people using things like ultis and flash and stuff and ignite just to get the last hit on a kill. That's fucking dumb. That is really dumb, by the way. You never know when you're really, really gonna need that flash/ulti. And if you need it just because you want the last hit on a kill, you're a noob. I'm sorry, but that's just fucking true. So don't do what Zed did. That's the first major mistake he's made. So now he has no summoners when he could have got away with just using Ignite. But that comes down to how much a knowledge of how much Ignite will do. You can probably switch here. Yep. Because Malzahar's just getting shit on. He doesn't really understand that you shouldn't stand right next to Zed's shadows all the time. But as we saw yesterday with the Faker game, oh, this Sion's fucking dead. He can just go aggressive on both of them here. Is he gonna shadow? Let's see what he does. There you go, aggressive. I like that. He doesn't have any energy, which could be a problem. Don't know what he started. I didn't look at his starting items, but I'm pretty sure he started loads of pots, which is fine. It's a bit random. I think he would have been better off starting boots, pots, or maybe even a longsword or a Doran's Blade. If he's that confident, then a longsword or a Doran's Blade would have been the best idea. But he's about to get 6, yeah. And 6 means he can go aggressive on both of them and just get it up. He needs his energy back up. Dude, just... I'm really surprised he didn't ulti. Oh, probably would have been... That would have been a definite kill, but could have been a double. So, questioning that. He could have... Yeah. Like, this is another thing. You have to learn when you can go in. And when you can't. But Zed is very good at just fucking going in hard on 2 people. Because... surprising amount of his skills are AoE. Should have ultied earlier. Now, that was awful. That was really dumb. That was a huge risk. And Zed's ulti is built to be used as one of, if not the first skill you use. You want to have like... Okay, so if you don't know the way Zed's ulti works, what happens is you use your ulti and it sets a timer. It sets a debuff on the person set to a time, and the amount of damage you do to that person while they have the debuff is echoed by 30%/40%/50% when the timer runs out. But if you don't do any damage, it's not going to echo any damage. It initially does damage, and it will echo the little bit of initial damage it does, but I don't know. So he probably shouldn't. I guess he didn't want to overkill, but like Zed's ulti has a pretty short cooldown, especially when you get to the late game. On level 3, it's only like 60 seconds, which is insane because you can pretty much like recall in that time and then walk back, and 30 seconds later, Lux missing every single skill shot ever. Zed made a mistake there by standing and watching. He missed his poke combo there. That wasn't a max range W, and I'm pretty surprised. He doesn't need to be pushing so hard because he's not laying down any DPS on the tower. And that's, like, if you want to push, actually push towers instead of just hitting the minions for it. Yes, it denies CS, but it exposes you to a big risk, and you want a higher reward out of that risk. He should probably be waiting for his ulti and then just going full aggressive because he has Ignite now. He can pretty easily, I would say he can 1v2 both of them. Like, level 4 and level, what is that, 6? Low quality for the win. Level 6 is when you kind of hit the danger zone with Malzahar. He's in a strange position here. See that ulti? Who did he ulti? Yeah, he ultied Malzahar. Pretty easy double, but it was kind of unnecessary. When Malzahar hits 6, that is the time he'll fuck you up. Especially as an AD caster, because Zed is pretty squishy. So as soon as he gets locked down for an extended period of time, he will just get fucked over. His survivability is based around his... He can turn that. Is based around his mobility. And... so if you can't move and you can't dodge anything, then you're kind of fucked. So just remember that if you ever see a high DPS assassin, or you're worried about the power of an AD carry, take someone with high CC. Like Taric is great, Elise has really good lockdowns. Just champions like that in general. LeBlanc as well with her root, or Karma with her root. Just high CC is like the killer of assassins, which is generally why the meta shifted towards like tanky high DPS. Well, not tanky, but relatively low DPS. I'm questioning Brutalizer here. He probably should rush a Hex Drinker, considering it's AP Teemo top, AP Scion. I think it's AP Scion, it might be AD Scion. But since he's against Malzahar, and it's AP Teemo top and maybe AP Scion, and then Taric is AP, he probably should have gone for the Hex Drinker, and just, because the earlier you get a Hex Drinker, the better it is, basically. It's a really gold efficient item. He's gonna give tips to people. Lol. Start to minions, which is really, really weird. Oh my god, he just died. 2 minions. Yeah, Graves just fucking stood in a huge ass minion wave, and you really don't want to get into that kind of trap of like engaging into a huge minion wave. That is a huge mistake that a lot of low elo players doing, especially in the bot lane. They engage into a minion wave or like a double minion wave stacked up, and if you do that, you're literally gonna take 200 DPS from those minions. That's not an exaggeration. They do a lot of damage. No point in Zed roaming here. He probably should just get some DPS on this tower. He can wave clear if he wants, but to be honest, I think it'd be more efficient for him to actually start hitting the tower. Dead, wow. Zed does tons of damage to towers. Kind of a random Q. He probably could have just WEQ'd combo, and it would have been a really hefty chunk. And then when he's got his max energy and cooldowns and shit, yeah, he can just tower dive really easily. I don't know why he's hanging back so far. He could probably just smack this tower. Yeah, he go tower dive. Smack, and just fucking run. There you go, that was easy enough. But yeah, as I said, he got ulted on a tower by Malzahar, but he really didn't have the DPS. So if Malzahar had played way safer and just tried to farm a little better and not miss so many skill shots early game, then wait for that crucial level 6, he probably could have just ripped through Zed. Malzahar's combo is one of the hardest ones to pull off because you have to be insanely fast. You gotta drop your W, which is like the area of effect. Drop your W, drop your E, drop your Q, and then ulti in the space of maybe a second. And that's really hard for a lot of low elo players to pull off. But if you learn that combo as Malzahar, like learning combo is really essential for every champion, but if you learn that combo as Malzahar, then you will start fucking shredding people. Especially alongside Ignite, because you can use summoner spells when using a suppression. You can just ignite and then flee. That was easy. Like, I don't know, I do believe that this guy is above their level, but to be honest, not by very much. He claims to be gold. I don't really see it. Malzahar has ghost for some reason. I don't agree with that. Don't know why he hasn't just W'd away. Like, you don't really want to, like, there's not much point in being stingy with W. Especially when there's a Malzahar around. Now, this is an unnecessary risk. Malzahar isn't going to clear his waves right. Yeah, this is unnecessary. You don't really want to take these unnecessary risks. Like, he's risking his life pretty predominantly just to stick around and maybe get a couple more CS. When he could recall quite easily, maybe Malzahar will do 100 damage to the tower, but that's worth the price. Because to be honest, that tower's going to go down eventually, and while it's better later than sooner, if Malzahar gets his ulti, which he will pretty soon, he might fuck Zed up. Then again, Zed has really high burst, so he could probably just flash ulti here, or even just ulti. Now he can definitely ulti. If I was Zed, I would flash W ulti, or just W ulti. W ulti, you fool. W ulti. See, Malzahar just fucked that combo up so hard, and now he's gonna die. That was fucking awful. You never really want to just, like, if you want to kill someone with Malzahar, don't just flat, like, drop out your ulti. That's fucking useless. What you really want to be doing is the full combo, as I said before, the W, the E, the Q, and then the ulti. Because it just stacks up that tons of damage, and you will do, like, he would have fucking shredded Zed in that situation. It's just little mistakes. It's just, like, it's not that bronze players are bad, it's that they just make lots and lots and lots of little mistakes, and these mistakes pile up and up and up. And the problem is that they don't learn from them. Like, Malzahar is probably going to go away thinking Zed is overpowered, and Malzahar is fucking weak as shit. And while Zed is very strong early game, Malzahar, if he'd played safe, farmed more efficiently, and hit his skill shots, like, as I said, all these just little mistakes. GP with a nice assist here. That was actually quite a close fight because Sion is a really great duelist and Zed is very cooldown reliant. Because Zed is more of a hit and run orientated champion. I don't know why you don't need to walk all the way back to your tower. Who's going to gank him? I mean, there's an SS bot lane. Nice, they got the tower. SS bot lane. That's fair enough, but bot lane can't really do much. They can probably, they can take Dragon here pretty easily. Like, the Zed he's a little indecisive. I don't know, like, he hangs around and he's not really waiting for any predominant cooldowns. He's potting up, but that doesn't mean he has to stay, like, 6 feet back, because then you don't get the experience you need. Bit of a random TP there. I'm not really sure why she decided to do that. So now he can head back. Probably go aggressive on Graves quite easily. If he ulties, yep. And then just W away. He might die. Close enough. Yeah. It's a shame that he got Ignite off. But then again, that's like, that's a little better from, they stacked the CC really hard. That's a little better from Malzahar. He E'd and then ulted, but, what is that typing? He said, damn, you couldn't heal earlier, burn. Okay, so he's blaming his teammates, because, you know, it's a shame. But Zed was like, why didn't you heal me, bro? Oh, he said you couldn't have healed earlier. Boo-hoo. But Zed probably could have escaped that if he had W'd and flashed away instantly and let the Deathmark do his thing, because he stayed for an extra auto attack, and I think that killed him. He didn't actually need to hit that last auto. He probably would have got the kill anyway. So I'm a little surprised that he stuck around for that. He didn't proc his Cutlass either. It's just lots of little mistakes, and a lot of them end up in deaths. That's too much pressure. I want some profit for the ads. Okay, I wonder what Teemo's gonna die. Teemo is fucking dead. I think Jax was probably dead as well. Unless he steps on a shroom. Yeah. This is where I get tricky. Yeah. Wow. Little mistakes. Lots and lots of little mistakes. Teemo's invisible, but he can probably kill him if he E's there. If he just keeps E'ing. Unless Teemo got away. I liked that. That was a good play. But yeah, yeah. See, like, he's not bad. This guy's in gold. He's playing in a bronze game, reportedly. He's not bad, but it's just like little mistakes. And again, nice little plays, shines of light. You know, like that play, I wouldn't have thought to W and then just Q both sides, but he did, and that's clever. So you don't have, like, I'm not saying all bronze players are bad. I'm just saying there are lots of little mistakes that you make, and you need to be aware of them. Very risky. Too risky. Like, that's just not necessary. I don't know. Like, Ignite is obviously a cooldown you definitely want to monitor. And considering he uses Ignite almost exactly at the same time as Malzahar did, and he had Ignite up, you know, you got to be wary of that. Like, that is one of the stages of improving, is just remembering cooldowns and what cooldowns are up. And the easiest thing to start with is summoner spells. Like, if you notice they Ignite, just be like, okay, in, I think it's 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 4 minutes, 4 minutes-ish, 3 or 4 minutes. Or, like, even when they Ignite, what you can do is just retaliate with your Ignite, which means roundabouts or almost exactly when your Ignite comes up, they'll have Ignite. And that's something you want to think about. So both of Zed's deaths could have been avoidable, to be honest. And he lost them both to Ignite. Wow, that was like fucking ponage. And he died coincidentally to Ignite twice, which says something about his playstyle, that while he is playing Zed and he wants to make these aggressive plays and jump in and jump out, he doesn't want to really give them the opportunity to Ignite. Like, staying for that last ulti on Graves was really unnecessary. I think he would have gotten the kill anyway. And if he didn't, he could probably thrown a Q backwards and just, like, execute him. But he probably would have gotten that kill, because if you think about it, if Zed does... Alright, so use your Deathmark at level 1, and it ricochets 30% of damage. That was really weird. Probably should have walked through the edge of Tribush. If you walk through the edge of Tribush, then you're really unlikely to actually step on a shroom. Teemo should probably have had more shrooms up. Yeah, Malzahar dicked up his combo there. But, like, yeah, Malzahar's literally improving, like, as the game progresses. But he's dead. Like, just little mistakes. Little mistakes. Everywhere. Like, you wouldn't fuck someone with AIDS. So why would you stand near someone with malefic visions, you know? Just what is this? Just little mistakes. I know that there's loads and loads and loads to think about during a game, but you have to try and think about all of the options. and all of the things going on, because it's kind of essential. But I don't know why. Like, it's just like, what is that? Why would the stupid position? She was in melee range of minions for no reason, and apparently, like, why would the stupid Qs? Like, it's just that's another thing I see a lot. Indecision. She TP'd in. Wasn't sure whether to go for Taric or Graves. In my opinion, she probably should have just gone straight for Graves. But, you know, that's just me, and I'm just fucking dumb. But, yeah, she probably should have just gone straight for Graves. Because Graves is quite a slow champion, and his E has a pretty long cooldown. So she probably could have dropped the Q on him. But either way, that was kind of a needless... Well, it wasn't needless, actually. They probably would have taken the tower. So it was a decent TP, but... As I said, like, double taking, that's when you do something, and then you revert to what you're about to... That was so weird. Revert to what you're about to do, and then change your mind again is a crucial flaw, because it could mean that you get nothing. That was also a mistake. Going into a bush full of 3 people, you know, like, try and predict where you think your enemy's gonna be. It's just lots of little mistakes. Like, back there, Zed W'd backwards about half a foot. You know, and he took a couple of tower shots. Wrong target. Because Teemo's going to bring the serious deeps. I guess he was afraid of the Malzahar ulti. Which is perfectly valid excuse, but to be honest, like, you really have to take that into account. Like, CC is a thing, right? And no matter how low health, what was the word I was going to say? No matter how low health the person you're trying to kill is, it doesn't mean that they can't CC you. And if it's in a 3v, like, it's a 3v1, 3 of them are in incredibly low health, but you're against Elise, Lux, and Jinx, because she's my favorite fucking champion of all time now. Jinx is broken as fuck, by the way. I'm just putting that out there. She's really broken. So let's go the right idea. He wants to start taking objectives or pushing. They could take really easy dragons, but like, Blue's just sitting there. I think GP's probably going to take it now, but instead he's doing wolves. Like, that's really unnecessary, because Blue is way more valuable than wolves. And you have to remember that Blue comes back every 5 minutes. So the faster and more, like, prompt you do Blue, the better. See? Malzahar's actually learning, like, pretty well. It's not the best combo in the world, but he did it better. Like, so there is a learning curve, but I think the main problem most people face is they main with a champion for maybe like 10 games and then stop. Lineager. I would not, if I was Zed, get near Sion. He couldn't E for the slow. I would not get near Sion because he's just going to stun him up, and if Zed gets stunned with that health, then he's fucked. Instead, yeah. Sion kind of ran into a 4v1 there for some reason. I'm not really sure why. That just hit. That just missed. Kind of ran... Ooh, T-mushrooms. Random flash. Not really a very good flash. Like, why would you flash when you're slowed? Damn. How did she get that? I wasn't even looking. Like, another thing, just like flashes. Like, it's just tiny, tiny mistakes that mean the difference between being a good player and a bad one. And these tiny mistakes can really, really pile up. Like, it could be you miss 3 CS out of a wave. There's 3 very small mistakes in that you autoed just a little bit too late, or just a little... No, just a bit too early. Like, just a little bit too late, or just a little bit too early. And those 3 tiny mistakes, if you repeat those 3 tiny mistakes 10 times, that's 30 CS you've missed in the first 10 minutes. Which is roughly 600 gold. And you've missed 600 gold, so now you can't buy your longsword, for example. Or you can't finish your Vamp Scepter. Or you can't even finish your fucking Bloodthirster. And you can't finish your Bloodthirster, you can't keep stacking that Bloodthirster as you get to the late game. You don't have the high enough DPS to sustain team fights, and you can't win the game because you can't carry your team fights. Like, it's just these little things, these little mistakes cost you things. Like, that fucking Sion. Like, Zed got the opportunity to throw his W, press E, press Q, and then Sion shielded. You're not shielding any damage, bro. It's just super simple stuff. Just little mistakes. And if you look at your game and you're like, little mistake here, I should probably work on that. It's just one little mistake at a time. And you gotta work on each little mistake until you make less and less little mistakes. And one day, you're gonna be making very few little mistakes. And then you get to high reloads and people try and force you into making mistakes. And you'll just be like, you know what? No, I'm not gonna make you little mistakes. Like, easily dodgeable Q. TP comes in, miss the skill shot. Like, too close. Teemo's gonna fucking punch her in the face with bullets. With bullets. You can E. Miss the E. Like, just miss the Q. Just little mistakes. I'm not expecting you to do everything right. But these are things you can improve on. And when bronze people are like, how do I get better? This is how you improve. This is how you get better. You take a look at all these little mistakes and you just fucking just work on them. I'm not sure why Zed W'd that way. And I'm not sure why he didn't ulti right at the start. Because if he'd ulti, he can do tons of AoE damage and just fuck him up. I'm not sure why he juked backwards from a Q that was like 6 feet in front of him, but oh well. Just little mistakes. What are these little mistakes? I'm not entirely sure why he has heal, but it actually has proved to be pretty useful. Super simple stuff. Q's coming out there. Nice Q's. What was her name? Malzahar just made a little mistake. Got hit by a Z combo for no apparent reason. He just got hit by it. I'm really not asking you to like play perfectly and play super efficiently. And this is a guy who's this Z is a guy who's 3 leagues, he's in gold, so he's 3 like major divisions above these players, and he's doing very well. But at the same time, he could be doing far better. It's just all these little mistakes over and over and over. Fucking punch him in the face. Or in the dick if you want. Lux, big mistake there. Got caught out. Zed, big mistake here. Failed flash, engaged into a 1v4. Yes, you do, Zed. Like, it's just, what is that? Why? What was that logic? Can't believe I failed flash. No, but like, he's like, oh, I failed flash. But, you know what? The fail flash wasn't the fail was engaging in that. There is literally no way you'll come out of that alive. You maybe pick up 1 kill, you waste your ulti, you waste your flash, and you probably die. Like, why? Just little mistakes. And Zed should come away and think, okay, you know what, next time I'm not going to try and snipe off that AD carry when he's surrounded by, 4 other guys. Next time I should wait until they've blown their CC or my team's engaged and then go for it. Caitlyn, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Maybe I shouldn't sprint past the Malzahar to get to a Scion who I'm probably not even going to kill. Jax, maybe I shouldn't waste my Q on a Scion who's standing next to me. Just like little things everywhere. Like, that was a successful kill on Scion, but he still made a mistake. And these little mistakes just add up, but you can improve on them. And I'm fucking begging you to just take these little mistakes and improve on them. And to be honest, that theme is pretty consistent with the entire game, so I'm just going to try and find a team fight. Here we go. I think it's just a little skirmish. But that kind of theme of just super simple little mistakes is really consistent. Okay, random W. Nice kill. Can easily take that guy. Double kill. Problem solved. Now Malzahar's here, coming in with the ghost. W, for some reason, game off cooldown. He's looking for assistance for his team. Malzahar's pretty screwed here. Oh, wow, nice. Nice kill. That was a blind QE into the bush, which was clever. That's how it's done indeed, Zed. But that's another thing. I'm gonna do a... Don't know why I bought Warmogs. That's really stupid. It's not really stupid. It's just pretty needless itemization because Zed is really high mobility, and he got lucidity for the high cooldown, for the cooldown reduction. And if he's got the cooldown reduction, he can W and ulti way more frequently. And if he can W and ulti way more frequently, then he's got the high damage and he's got the high mobility. Why does he need survivability from Warmogs? Warmogs suggests that he has the intention of diving into a 1v5 situation. And if you ever dive into a 1v5 situation as Zed, it's most of the time not going to end well. Especially against a Scion and a Malzahar. They're just going to CC lock you really hard. Like, it's just itemization. It's just super simple stuff. And the Zed is fucking crushing. It's 21-5, but he's still making lots and lots and lots of little mistakes. And these little mistakes are adding up. And while he's playing very positively, and he's playing well, and I don't want to, like, be harsh with Zed, who is doing very well, he's still making these mistakes. And even when you come out of game and that you've fucking crushed, you can still look back and say, okay, well, you know what? I died to ignite fucking 4 times in a row. I should try and track that cooldown so I don't engage while they have it up. Or try and bait it out. Or back out just while I have 200 health and 400 health instead of 200 health. Just super fucking simple stuff. I'm stealing that from the train thingy. Super simple stuff. It's the best thing ever. Not sure where he's going. Not sure what his intentions are. I'm assuming go to the mid lane. Don't know why Malzahar was just standing there. But then again, super simple mistakes. Missed all his skill shots there. And W'd forward kind of needlessly into a spot where he really didn't know what was happening. So it was a risky W because he doesn't have anything to get him out. His W would unwrap soon, but if Siren was in mid lane. But if someone decided to CC lock him and then Teemo came around the corner and was like, yo, you know what, I'm going to fucking kill you. Then it wouldn't have been good for him. Flee. W's away. Nice binding. He's pretty low. But like, see, this is what I'm saying. The Warmogs is just needless as fuck. That Bork was really needless. Gangplank running into a 1v5, wasted flash for no point. Jax wastes his stun, dies. Like, and you're probably at home looking at this like, wow, these people are shit. But if you're in bronze and silver, you're probably on this level. And Jack's like, oh, that burst. You know what, but Jax, that was fucking 5 people. That was 5 people punching your face in. They could all have just used one skill and an auto, and you still would have been bursted very quickly. Like, do not underestimate the power of the Scout's coat, of numbers. Like that was just so random. Why would he run into the queue? It just doesn't make any sense. And he ran forward to use his skills when he had a W out in front of him. Like, just because you want to hit 2 Qs, it doesn't mean you should run into a silence that could potentially fuck you over. If Taric decided to stun him, or Siren decided to stun him, or Malzahar decided to ult him while he was silenced, Zed would have been fucking dead. Malzahar's tanking a tower, Taric's tanking a tower, but they don't really have the DPS to take it before he dies. And then Caitlyn just comes around the corner. Shirelli is kind of needless. They were already away. Like, what is Caitlyn gonna do? What is Zed gonna do? Zed has a 30% slow. Caitlyn has a slow that she needs to back away from for it to actually take effect. She doesn't have Ghost. They have Flash, but you know what? If Zed Flash ultied, maybe one of them die. What the fuck? Nice ulti. Pew pew. Pew 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 pew. Probably could have W'd forward that, but bam. That guy got fucked. That was just a nice little play and a mistake from Graves. Like, you see it's Zed, you'd be like, oh, I should 1v1 him, or I should sit here and farm in front of fucking Zed. No, you shouldn't. No, you shouldn't. Especially if he's 22-5. Like, we talked about this in the pro game. Zed will fucking crush you if you try and 1v1 him. Like, there are very few champions I can think of. With the exception of maybe, let's see, who's a really good duelist? Trundle's an excellent duelist. We got Shyvana's a good duelist with her dragon form, because if you sit in her dragon form and she punches you, it's kind of gay. Vi is a really great 1v1er if you go, wow, he's walked through like 6 team mushrooms and lost over half his health just from team mushrooms. Like, little things. Just little things. Because Teemos will put shrooms in very specific places, and those places usually hug walls. Because here's the logic. They don't want. Why doesn't he just buy an oracles? Okay. Someone to buy a bunch. Like, this is kind of a typical thing. Somebody buy a bunch of wards. Somebody buy a bunch of wards. Okay, fair enough. He has a full inventory, but you know what? He can still buy an oracles and like clean up. And you don't need a pink ward and 5 greens for Baron, I'm afraid. You actually kind of just need a pink ward and maybe 2 greens to ward up just at the back of red, and maybe wraiths, but that's kind of unnecessary. But yeah, I don't see why he would need 5 greens, because that's a lot of gold. Does he have oracles? No, he's just decided to start Baron. Let's see what they think about this. Lux was making a mistake here by leading them to Baron, unless they already knew. Yeah, nice little poke coming up. Ducking away from Baron, that's a smart decision, because they should probably try and win a team fight here, before doing. Jax is in a bad position. Jax jumps right into the center of the team. No one's protecting him. Like, that should not have been a kill. He was in the center of 5 people, and no one decided to cover Malzahar. Kind of a needless flash. Didn't need to, like, what was that? What the fuck? It was just random. Like, he ultied onto both Teemo and Graves. Teemo has fucking stupid damage, especially if you walk on a shroom. But he still ultied onto 3 people. It's just like little mistakes. You really, if you're playing an assassin, you really want to wait for that opportune moment. That bit where it's like, all the cooldowns have been blown. Everyone is low, you know? There is no CC left, and everyone's kind of on the back foot. That is when you use your really high mobility. Just jump the fuck in. And then just start fucking hammering this shit up. It's the same for so many champions. Nidalee, for example. You sit there, you toss spears in. We looked at Bishu last week. You sit there, you toss spears. And really, when you are 100% certain that you can take them down, that's when you switch forms and you start fucking their shit up. That was a bit of a shame. Kind of sad that didn't hit. That didn't kill. You really need to make that opportune moment. And a lot of people don't really know when that moment is. Like, this Zed is one of them. He doesn't really know when that clutch moment to go in is. But normally, just be patient. Just be very patient. You don't want to go in while the team fight is still in full force. If your AD carry is getting pursued by someone else, you want to try and help him peel. I don't know why he's tanking shrooms. He has an oracles. But yeah. Oh, you can lifesteal off wards, and I never actually knew that. Oh well. But like, you really want to wait. You can probably throw a Q, like a WQ combo down. Actually, I was gonna say to try and steal wraiths, but cool. What was I saying? Yeah, a lot of people don't know that clutch moment, but if your AD carry is getting fucked up as an assassin, you can try and peel. What is Hassan doing? Jesus Christ. That's a huge mistake there. I keep getting distracted by the mistakes. But basically, if your AD carry is getting pursued, that was a bit of a mistake there. If your AD carry is getting pursued, then you should try and peel for them, and then wait until the team fight's almost over and sweep up, and just try and clean house and get the big advantage for your team. I think if they take Baron here, they've won. Let's check the time. Yeah, if they take Baron here, they've won the game. Yeah, like I've said this so many times. I've said this time and time again. In low elos, Baron will win you the game. Baron will win you the game time and time again. It will give you that fucking huge advantage, that gold advantage, that damage advantage. It gives you mana and health regen. You can sit there and siege for days. Like, it's just so good for closing out games. So loads of people are quite reluctant to do it. And you only ever see Barons really being taken in the hyper late game or the late game, around 40 minutes-ish, 40, 50 minutes. But you can realistically take Baron between 20 and 30 minutes, depending on how well your team's doing. And it's just such a huge advantage that people don't really take. Then again, people don't really like to take pink wards or oracles. So, but then again, I play AD carry, and I don't have to do shit. Like, all I do for my team is fucking do damage, and that's just like, that's not counting. It's like, yay, I'm helping. Actually, I started playing Jinx, and oh my god, I fucking love Jinx. Genuinely tempted to change my name to Get Excited, because it's like my favorite passive of all time. It's so broken. You can just chain kill after kill after kill with it. I got so distracted. But her mana costs are fucking ridiculous. You will burn through your mana. Riot says she's stable, but to be honest, I'm detecting a nerf coming soon. Oh, I want to talk about W's. ZWs, or pretty much any jump. So that Malzahar's dead now. What was I saying? Yeah. Every time you jump, every time you Ezreal E, every time you W with Z, you're making a decision. You're making a decision whether to go aggressive. This is stupid. He doesn't need to tank this tower. He can just wait 10 seconds for a minion wave, and he doesn't need to expose himself to the damage. It's kind of pointless, but you know what? It works, so who cares? Doesn't need to kill the minions here. He can just start smacking the tower. To be honest, he out DPS's a minion wave by so far that at this point it's kind of irrelevant. Kind of a good ulti, I guess. That guy got fucking wrecked. But, to be honest, I don't think the ulti was necessary. I think he could have just W'd forward. Tanking towers, but this game's over. Zed carried relatively hard, I would say, but he's still making dumb mistakes. Like that. He misses E and stuff like that. He just does so much damage. GG, well played! But I was going to talk about the decision you make every time you E or Q. But I guess I can talk about that in League Theory next week. I hope you had a great day. I hope you had a great weekend. Etc, etc, etc. And I'll see you next time. How to Bronze 5. Oh yeah, you should definitely go and check that out. This guy has a series called How to Bronze, which is hilarious. And you should definitely go and look at it. I've forgotten the name of the channel. I'll put a link in the description. But I'll see you guys next time. Have fun. Bye.